Groovy motherfucker.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much, not much.
I was just stripped nude for my killer. Oh,
don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. We don't got super chats coming in.
No, and you won't if I do that either. Although a guy my size was already in the movie, maybe a little bit bigger than I was, and that was a scary thing.
You love that scene. But yeah, so if you didn't know, tonight we'll be doing a two-gun Pedro recommendation, and it is directed by the legendary director Andrea Bianchi, the guy who did, I'm sure you've heard of it, Burial Ground. The Scarphead never shuts up about it.
An epic.
We were talking about, I wonder if this guy ever do anything else, you know, and
he did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, he doesn't have a huge filmography, but obviously
quite a bit. Most of it's like this, like sleazy, softcore stuff.
Well, what did you expect?
Burial Ground was kind of, yeah, exactly, yeah.
All the nudity.
He didn't do too many straight horror movies. I think Burial Ground was one of the few.
Well, he's Italian, man. So.
Yeah, but he did a lot of these murder type things.
I don't think it's like rare to see any fucking Italian movie be like a straight up horror movie, unless it's like zombie.
Right.
Giallo, like I feel like all those, you know, like have like, you know, different
some horror elements.
Yeah.
Some straight up mysteries.
Really unique storylines, you know, where it's about like something that we never would in the U.S. would talk about, like, you know, I don't know, man. They you know, like fucking Suspiria about a dance studio, you know, like about ballet dancers and all that. Like, you just don't rarely see shit like that turned into a horror movie. The only I know I say that because there's that Black Swan movie, but I always felt like Italy always did these random ass like storylines about stuff that we just never would do, you know. But yeah, so this is the only other movie I've seen by Andrea Bianchi. I think this was probably like his second most highest did one. I think when we were going through. I think this is 5.6 on IMDb, and Burial Ground also has a 5.6. Or no, he has a movie called Cry of a Prostitute at 6.3. But he doesn't have that much star pad. I'd say he's got like 20 movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that is a good amount, but compared to like some of the people, you know. But yeah. So as always, man, Two Gun Pedro was kind enough to send me Scarpa a copy, and yeah. Before we dive into Strip Nude though for your killer, I know there's some good horror news this week. Kick it off, man, with one of my favorite movies of 2022, 2023. Let's see, but Smile 2 has just got. Well, we knew we were getting a Smile 2, but I did not think we were getting it this year. And out of nowhere, I go on Instagram and I see not just a poster, but then I see a trailer. And I think it looks fucking awesome, man. You got the same creator who did the first one, Parker Finn, and you could just tell it's going straight up like any horror sequel does. Bigger budget, they're just trying to go bigger, and I'm super excited. Kind of about like some famous singer that witnesses one of the deaths. So with her being in such a huge public eye, I think that will make for pretty good movie, man. And I loved Smile. That was one that I would have thought would have been just, oh, we've seen this before, And the trailer was terrible because it made you think for the first one that we've seen shit like this so many times. But when you went to see the movie, I was like, this is not the movie I saw in the trailer, and it was one of my absolute favorites. I think that was my little brother Evan's favorite movie of that year. I want to say it was 2022. Could have been 2022, 2023. Either or.
So it's not going to be. It won't be a direct sequel, picking up from where the other one ended. No.
It is supposed to be a direct sequel, but obviously most of those people died. The only one that was alive was like the detective, which I guess he is going to be in it, but I don't know if he's going to be like a main guy.
You mean the one that was her boyfriend detective guy?
Well, he was never technically the boyfriend, but I guess
he was kind of boyfriend.
Well, no, not in the movie. He was the old boyfriend, I believe, and you could see there was chemistry there, but she was technically married to some guy at the time. I think she was married to A-Train, the guy who's in The Boys. I believe she was dating, or she was living with the guy who played A-Train.
Yeah.
So,
but I get the idea.
You could tell, like her, because A-Train was an asshole to her, so you could tell A-Train was kind of pushing him towards her, and if maybe she would have lived, she probably would have left A-Train to go be with him.
I kind of figured that he would be in at least the beginning of the next movie because he has to carry the spirit, because when she died,
he's in it.
It passed to him.
Right. Well, she's in it. He's in it because I saw there's a very glimpse of him in the trailer, and he's in it for the IMDb. And the director has stated that it is a direct sequel. Like, it's not going to be just like, because with this universe, you could really just, which makes it so great, is that you really don't have to make it a direct sequel. You could just do like anything. Like,
almost anything, right?
And that's what makes it so great. But no, this is going to be a direct sequel.
Well, as long as I think what they should do, they can make a lot of sequels, but they just have like whoever the last person to have it passes on the beginning, and then the new movie starts.
Right. Yeah. But I thought that movie was just a straight up hit, man. Fucking one of the previous movies. And that was and this movie is really what got Paramount's ball rolling, because now they're on a huge horror high where now they're like, we're pushing out horror. They did some direct to Paramount Plus stuff, and I'd say Smile and that Orphan were like the sequel to Orphan were two of their biggest movies last year, 2022, 2023, whatever. I want to say it's 2022, yeah. So now Paramount's, like, oh, fuck it, let's start pushing out. And I think the guy who used to work for DC, that Walter Hamada, maybe, I forget. He's an Asian guy, and he used to work with DC, and now he's leading the horror,
Right.
section at Paramount. So that should be fucking awesome, man. I honestly, Two Gun didn't watch the trailer, I'm sure, because he's so much stronger than me. But I literally cannot wait for that one. So I believe it's coming this Halloween, October 18th. So I'll be there day fucking one, man. And a cool poster too. So, and the girl that's playing it looks really good. So, I should have started with this one, but we lost a legend this past week, man. Legendary actor Donald Sutherland, father to Kiefer Sutherland. His son played in Lost Boys. Donald Sutherland played in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I always knew him from this movie. He played the guy when I was a kid. I loved the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I know a lot of people were big on the show. I was introduced to the movie that had like Luke Perry, David Arquette, and Donald Sutherland being like the trainer.
Yeah, he was in so much stuff.
So much stuff, man. I mean, he was acting up until he died, man. I mean, he was just in that Hunger Games movie.
Yeah, too. I remember first seeing him in like Animal House and some of the older movies there.
And this is actually that movie I was just telling you about, Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which this was another it's a Stephen King adaptation. And it's it's kind of more like a Stand By Me, more of a serious, type movie. And it's fantastic. It's on I think it was a Netflix original, but such a great movie. And Donald Sutherland is just fantastic in it. So,
yeah, I remember first seeing him in the war movie, The Dirty Dozen. He was great in that. If you haven't seen that, see that. It's a great movie.
I really couldn't think of a movie where he just wasn't incredible, to be honest. You know what I mean? There's nothing I could think of where I was like, he's not really pulling his weight. Dude was just a legend, man. Just a legend. His son, it's crazy, man. His son is another legend, man. I mean, though, I feel bad, but, he lived a good life. I think, what did he go to, 80?
88.
88, wow. So I've been talking about that movie Long Legs a lot that's coming out with Nicolas Cage and Micah Moore from It Follows. I guess the guy just announced, because that movie's getting so much hype, and they announced that he's going to be doing a Stephen King adaptation called The Monkey. So definitely looking forward to that. I guess this guy is going to be one to definitely watch. I guess Osgood Perkins is his name. So I'm super pumped for that. Should be a good one. And Long Legs, I'm just super fucking hyped for. And I know they said Jordan Peele's 4th movie releasing Halloween 2026. But they haven't really said nothing. Jordan Peele posted some shit like this. And I guess he's supposed to be leaning into like a sci-fi, Jordan Peele's untitled movie. I guess it got bumped. I guess it was supposed to come out sooner. At this time, we have no idea what to expect from Jordan Peele's 4th movie, but we're holding out hope that it will once again see Peele playing around in the horror space. I'm sure it's going to be in the horror space, but for some reason, I thought they meant sci-fi.
Most of his movies have been horror.
Yeah.
Even Nope was really a horror movie.
Yeah. I enjoyed Nope. I thought that was pretty good. I think it was better on the rewatch too. It was kind of like a space shark movie, and that's what he was going for, like a space Jaws type movie. Yeah, I really did enjoy that one though, and I've been very vocal about, he's not. I don't think he's as great as everyone says, but I did think Get Out was phenomenal. I am not really a fan of Us, though. I don't really like that movie at all. What was the other thing I sent it to you too, just so I didn't forget? Oh, so remember that shitty Exorcist movie came out last year or whatever by David Gordon Green?
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
eventually he was supposed to do an entire trilogy of the movie, and then after it flopped so bad, he got kicked from it. So I guess Blumhouse just announced Mike Flanagan directed Exorcist to release March 2026 as Blumhouse overhauls franchise plans. So
It needed overhauling too. Good choice to get him instead of the other guy.
fantastic choice. Mike Flanagan is a legend, man. He's done so many great movies, great TV horror shows on Netflix. He's got a rough path, man. But I see his Exorcist just being like, it probably won't tie into the first one at all. I have a feeling, because it's like, you know what I mean? If he has a really tough chore. If he just keeps it his own thing, I think he's completely fine. But if he has to try to follow and like continue that story, he's got a tough chore, man. I'm sure he could still do it, but I'd rather him just do his own thing. I don't see we need anything from that storyline anyways. I don't know. I always will wish kind of to dive more into that, but because I didn't like necessarily hate the movie, but it was a huge letdown. And did you see those NECA announced like all those Batman Returns figures? Those things were fucking sick, man.
I thought they were just reissues. I think they're just smaller versions of the ones they already put out.
They say 1/4. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what they put out before. I think they're just reissues.
Oh,
because the other one's been sold out for a long time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because they're like $130 a piece. So
Jesus.
A bit high.
Yeah. I guess Terrifier 2 get Titan Books releasing Terrifier 2 official novelization this Halloween, which we should
3, you mean?
No, 2. Terrifier 2 official novelization. So
a bit late on that.
Yeah, I know.
But okay, whatever.
But unless it's a fuck up, but so far what I see is 2, yeah. And is that going to be novelization, not a comic. But we should be getting Terrifier 3 this October, and we haven't seen anything. Like, no, wait, did we get a small teaser trailer? I can't remember. I think we got like a small clip.
Yeah, like a 30-second. There's a new one coming out. There's a new one coming out soon. I understand.
I really don't need to see anything because I'm gonna be there day one anyways. But obviously they're gonna show something. I guess Ty West's X return to theaters, with Maxine's sneak peek. So if you were able to go check that, that came out July 5th. Or Maxine comes out July 5th. I guess you know that Friday the 13th A24 Peacock show that was gonna come out. They were trying to get Charlize Theron to play Pamela Voorhees. Now that would have been fantastic, but we've seen that kind of is in the gutter right now, so that's probably not happening. But that would have been a great pick. Charlize Theron is incredible. And they did announce, speaking of Terrifier 3, Jason Patric, Michael from Lost Boys, has joined the cast of Terrifier 3. So
I just watched him the other night in that Narc movie.
It literally says to Lost Boys / Narc. Those are the 2 movies that they. So Narc must have been a big one for him.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Yeah. And I think that's probably it. There's some movie called Lumina trailer. Alien abduction horror movie crash lands in theaters this July. I have no idea anything about that movie though. Have you heard of Lumina?
No. I know it's about the same time the next Quiet Place is coming out, so it's an odd choice to come out then.
What next Quiet Place?
Quiet Place comes out the end of this month, like next week.
I do know that they just announced that they're going to be doing a Quiet Place video game as well. They just announced that. I just saw a trailer for that the other day. So, could be cool. But this ain't really like an official announcement, but with the Jaws movies getting those 4Ks, Etsy has everybody's been talking about these awesome Jaws 4K box sets. I guess you could put the Blu-rays in them too, but because obviously like Universal didn't give us a beautiful box set, and it really all started with that Scream Factory 4K Halloween set that we never got a box set. So this guy on Etsy was selling Halloween box sets, and now he's doing this Jaws one, and this thing looks gorgeous, dude.
Oh, I think Halloween and Friday the 13th, they're more deserving of box sets than Jaws is, because really the first movie's only good than Jaws. Second one's okay. It's watchable, but after that,
awesome. Second one is awesome.
Yeah, but it's not as good as the first.
Nobody said that, but the second one is fucking awesome.
It's pretty good. It's watchable. But third and fourth is terrible.
It's more than watchable. Third and fourth are not. Third and fourth are great too.
Awful. The fourth one with the Jaws shark comes all the way down from like Cape Cod to Florida to find her for revenge.
That's what I'm talking about. Sharks.
That movie was so
Sharks out for revenge.
Stupid.
Sharks out for revenge, baby.
Stupid.
You're gonna kill his family and think you can get away with it, bitch. He's coming for you. No, but the third one's good with Dennis Quaid. Fourth one I can understand people hating on, but I grew up watching all four. I fucking love all four. Jaws is that deserves a box set no matter what. Just because of the first one.
The second one was one of those movies that was better than it had any right to be. No one expected it to be as good as it was at all. But it was. I mean, it wasn't the first one, but it was still pretty decent movie, except the ending was a little dumb, but
smile, you son of a bitch. He said something else, I think, in the second one. I love all four of them. Obviously, 1 and 2 are way better than 3 and 4, but I love them all.
Yeah.
And obviously 4 is not that great, but they all 4 hold a special place in my heart. Because we don't get that many good shark movies, man. So it's like even Jaws 4 is so much better than a lot of the other shark movies we've gotten.
Much.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I still love them. So you're not going to be are you not ordering 3 and 4 on 4K, the Steelbooks?
No. I get the Blu-rays on those. That's good enough.
You gotta have the 4K Steelbooks for your collection.
No, that's fine. No,
what? You're a trip, bro. You got
a
collection.
Nope.
This motherfucker owns all this bullshit garbage like Pigs, but he won't buy Jaws 4.
I heard Pigs is good. Wasn't good.
You heard.
Just because I don't like Pigs and I own it, don't mean I have to own. I own 4. I have it. I just not upgrading it. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have one of those 3 box sets there. 3 movie collections.
It's weird too. I think they did the same thing they used to do with the DVD. They did a 4K that's gonna have 2, 3.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I sent you a DVD that was 3D. I don't think the regular disc was 3D. The one I sent you was, but if you buy the regular 3, I don't think the 3D.
Oh, you sent me Jaws 3. You sent me Jaws 3 on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but that was a 3D version too.
Really?
The 3D version's on that. I don't think the 3D version is going to be on the new Steelbook.
No, it is. It is.
It is really? Oh, that's good.
It is.
I thought they pretty much abandoned 3D on home release now.
I want to say though, I think that says the same that shit. Where like, I think they remastered 3D too, where they say you have to have a 3D TV and player.
Oh, we always do,
but that would be sick to watch in the VR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would still be cool to watch in the VR because we could watch it in the VR at least.
There was only a couple of scenes where they stuck the pole out and they went like this. It was no big deal.
No, like the shark comes out of the water and all that too. There's definitely a few more because that was one that was meant to be shot in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I looked at it. Let's see.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
even make
To
3D
watch the
TVs
3D
anymore.
version
So
of this movie, you need Jaws 3 in 3D. You need to watch 3D of this movie. You need a full HD 3D TV, compatible 3D glass, a Blu-ray 3D player, PlayStation 3 or later, and a high speed. So are they saying like PlayStation 3 and 4 they can play 3D?
I think the 3 and 4 can. I don't think the 5 can.
I wish they'd give you the two options though, so that you could watch with the old blue and red glasses, just at least to have the option.
Yeah, but those have to be encoded in those, and the newer movies are encoded in something a little different.
Right, right. Yeah, just because the only way to watch those with the blue and red glasses, I think, are the fucking DVDs. I don't know if you can do it with the Blu-ray. I'll have to look. But yeah, it'd be cool to watch that one on the headset. Um, but yeah. Oh, and Second Sight, as I was just talking to you, they announced a trailer and a release date and pre-orders for their 4K of The Hitcher, which they've been working on that for ever since they released Martin. That was like their next big 4K they were talking about was The Hitcher. So, and I'm sure that Martin and Dawn of the Dead, those were incredible 4K. So The Hitcher is probably going to be fantastic. Oh shit! Look at they just announced, as I'm talking to you. They just announced 4 months to go. Damien Leone's Terrifier 3 is only in cinemas. Here's the official teaser posted for England and Ireland. That is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of a rip on Dead Alive a little bit, isn't it?
Dead Alive? I don't know. I know it looks like something, but I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it looks like Dead Alive.
Dead Alive was there's no axe like that.
No, but there's a little skull head coming out of a head like that. I'm just saying
No,
that's what it
that's
looks like to me.
she's holding an axe in front of her face.
Yeah, well, yeah, without the axe.
I don't know what you're talking about. And Joe Bob was on last night. He reviewed, did Suitable Flesh, and had Joe Lynch, and it looks like Barbara Crampton showed up. Dude, and Joe Lynch, or no, I don't think that is Barbara Crampton. Who the fuck is that? Maybe that's Joe's wife. I don't know, but Joe Lynch was giving hella good shit, man. Hella good shit on that. He was in it for like the entire movie too, because I know Scarface was like, he ain't gonna come till the end. He was there like 20 minutes in for the entire thing.
Yeah,
So
I didn't watch it. So
yeah, I know what you're saying. Look at this. You'd love this. Look at that cool Godzilla coin catcher.
yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, I thought you showed me that before, but I thought it was like an It one. I'd love to have that.
No, they probably have everything. Yeah, they have on Amazon.
Yeah, they probably do. That one's sick though. Gojira.
Give me back my penny, motherfucker.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Oh, look, Freight Rex. Copying the fucking poster art and doing that now. That's what they do for the Steelbook art. Did you have anything you could think of? Oh, Second Sight did announce too. I think this is Second Sight. Yeah. Your next 4K set coming. Another fantastic movie. I don't think I need it on 4K, but I love that is a great movie. So, and I think Universal is talking about doing a Universal Monsters, like they got like new rides coming out, all related to the Universal Monsters. That'd be cool. So yeah, man. Yeah, dude, it was a great show last night too, man. That was a really good one. I know like Scarpad's not a fan of Suitable Flesh, but I love that movie, and Joe Lynch really dives into it. And Joe Lynch is always a great one to have on Joe Bob because Joe Lynch is just a huge fucking fan of Joe Bob. So they had a lot of fun last night. So that's the horror news this week. Strip nude for your killer, motherfucker. No, I was looking at something. Came out 1975. I don't know why I thought 79. This movie is funny because me and Scarpa had just recently watched a movie called Nightmare Beach, and that is like it's it's an Italian movie filmed in the U.S. So it's not dubbed or anything like it. They actually speak
Right.
English, but it's done by an Italian director, and it's actually about like a motorcycle killer, and the only like this guy
It's similar.
wears the like same motorcycle outfit. So there's some of these Italians. I know there's like another one about a motorcycle killer I can't think of, but it's interesting. But this Nightmare Beach came out way later.
5 years later, I think.
They got that all black leather outfit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this was the first time watch for me. Two gun watch that I know before he sent us this, but it's the first time watch for Scarp had as well before watching this. So this one, I watched some of the behind, like the director talking about it, and he was kind of trying to go into like a giallo, erotic thriller type thing. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely giallo. It's definitely kind of giallo-ish, but it has a lot of frontal nudity. And he was talking about how he saw a movie years before and how he was so surprised to see frontal nudity in it, so he kind of wanted to do something like that. But this movie, man, I want to say it's not rated. I know it's not yet.
Should have got Harvey Keitel to be in it.
Yeah, that would have been nasty, dude. It starts off with like a model like having an abortion done to her, and she basically like dies on the table.
Yeah, she has like a heart attack.
It's just a weird it's all these blue lights and just super weird way to start this movie. And then after that, a series of murders begin, starting with the model's doctor, I guess. And obviously, like I mentioned, the killer wears this black leather motorcycle outfit. And
it's all around a studio that does photography of models, and everybody in that studio is more or less involved.
Yeah. So people just keep getting picked off, and they're kind of following this guy who's kind of gives off these very pervert, rapey vibes. But then it'll be, oh, I'm just kidding, baby. I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Like every time he
was raping.
They're like, no. He's like, I'm just kidding, baby. He's like, especially that ending too. And I was like, what's he trying to do to her? That she's like, no, but that she's like into it too. It was very weird. But this movie has so much nudity and bush in it, and all the girls have some great bodies in this. So I was loving that. But you kind of got the photographer and this chick with like short dark hair. They're kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
They're the main ones that are really trying to figure out what's going on, like with the cops. We're worthless again, like in every giallo movie.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a cop in an Italian movie that isn't worthless, besides maybe if you got John Saxon in the movie.
Oh, come on, cut Johnson slack.
I'm saying he's the only like cop in an Italian movie that's not worthless.
Right.
Than that, because
these guys just pop in every half an hour and go, hey, you know anything else? What else you got for me?
we got nothing yet. We got nothing. Did you get something? Did you get anything? Because we got nothing, But John
even after the guy gets hit by a car, they still have nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. John Saxon was always big in Italian movies. He's actually in that Nightmare Beach and that Blood Beach.
A lot of them.
But he's always a great detective, like cop. But I don't know why any other fucking Italian movies, the cops are just absolutely fucking worthless, dude. Yeah. So it's funny, you got photographers trying to fucking solve the crime when the fucking cops are just doing jack shit. Yeah,
and then you had that
banging all the models, man. I want to be a photographer now.
Then you had that big guy, and then you went off on a tangent with him, and
I thought that was you.
Crying, had the love doll.
Yeah, he was crying. He was crying, and then she ended up giving him some, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah, kind of. So, wait, got on and wouldn't get off.
No, like
The movie was very rapey.
no, she got off him, and then he was crying, and then
Yeah, I
she ended
know.
up getting naked for him.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. I thought the music was pretty good though in this too. I thought it was kind of like a like a sax. They had like some jazzy sax vibes going for it, which I kind of liked. Um, I would say my only gripe would be that I wish it had better kills, because I think they went so far with the nudity and all that that they kind of forgot maybe a bit about the kills. There are some
Yeah, there
decent
was.
kills in it, but there's a cut. Like I feel like there's a few that are
They're
kind
all.
of
Yeah,
cutaway.
they all kind of done. They all kind of done the same too. You know, they just shot the same way
But there
and
is
done
some
the same
creepy
way.
stuff. Like
So
towards the end when there's like all those dead bodies in that room and shit. That was pretty. That was pretty creepy. You know, the cinematography in this is done very well too. Um, this is like an old Blue Underground Blu-ray, so I wouldn't doubt if this gets like a 4K or something soon from Blue Underground. But Blue Underground is not usually known for like they don't really do transfers. They usually just kind of put the movie out unless I feel like it's a 4K. You know, and this is
yeah,
definitely old
that
Blu-ray.
wasn't remastered. Yeah, it wasn't remastered
No,
anyway.
Blue Underground's not one to really do transfers. Like they just kind of throw the
Well, they do
movie.
some stuff like the Maniac Cop stuff was all redone and stuff. It
Yeah, but they
depends.
gave those are 4Ks though. I want to.
Yeah,
I'm curious though. Did they give their Blu-rays any any attention?
I'm pretty sure this movie's come out from other companies. I think Arrow had it one time.
Arrow.
Yeah, I think so. It's been released and pull the plug. What are you looking for?
I'm just looking, but yeah, even Maniac Cop, just 1080p HD. They don't really do transfers. I think
Well,
that they.
I got the 4K one. They remastered that.
Oh, I have the Blu-ray of Maniac Cop. But yeah, like I said, on their Blu-rays they weren't remastering
Yeah.
anything. 4Ks though, I'm sure. But so what? It says that Edwin Fenech, which the girl that's in this is in the case of the Bloody Iris. The main is that the main girl? Magna Cortis? Yeah. Um, but yeah, so Scarpad, first time watch. What did you think, man?
Well, I mean, it had a lot of nudity in it. A good 70s Bush was what I was like. So it was okay. I think I wasn't really invested in it. The movie starts off with this model that is having an abortion that dies, but we have no real connection with her. Not very interesting. So when you go along and all these people getting killed, ultimately it just kind of moved along from like encounter to encounter and killing those people, but you have no investment with them. So I didn't have too much. I didn't really care for the story all that much. And then at the end, when you finally find out what it was, there was the sister slash lover of the girl. It was, because it was a sister, but they were having an affair, and she wanted to have an affair. And
Yeah.
then she was going through and pretty much killing everybody who their sister was involved with, and
You know,
that was all right. But we had no investment in her either, so I just couldn't get really so invested in it.
if they would have maybe leaned more into like the abortion stuff and like, I don't know, like it had the chance to really have a great story because with all that stuff is definitely
Yeah,
really but
maybe he was the father. Maybe he was the father of the kid, wouldn't pay for it, or screwed her around somehow, and then her sister would try to get back on him. A little more interesting until we just find out at the end that through all exposition he comes out and says, "Oh, that's his sister, and but
yeah.
she loved her, and this is why she was doing it."
That's my
They
one
pulled out
problem
the
with
hat.
Giallos. My one problem always
Yeah,
with Giallos is that they like open with like a random scene, and then then the story goes. And then for the entire movie, you're like, okay, that opening scene has to do something with the ending. It's like they do an opening clip and then an ending clip just to tie in the movie. Where then I'm like, then the movie just kind of goes on and ignores that opening clip.
That's why I always come back to my favorite of these movies, Deep Red, because Deep Red establishes right in the beginning. You go back after the movie's over with. You go, oh my god, that was in the first scene. It establishes the story in the first scene and then feeds you little bits of it throughout. This just kind of like it's all random until the end, and it tells you.
But that's how a lot of them are too, man. That's how at least
more so.
That opening, well, a good amount. I wouldn't say all of them, but there's a good amount that are like where that opening clip then ties into the ending, whereas you're like, oh, that's what the opening was going to be about.
We spend way too much time with that big guy. It's almost like they wanted him to be a red herring. No, it was almost like they wanted him to be a red herring, but it wasn't done well enough for him to be a red herring.
Big guy be a fucking red herring? You see the person in the fucking.
I don't know.
I was thinking the fucking photographer was actually more of a red herring at times, just because of how creepy he was acting with.
The time they spent with the time they spent with that big guy, they could have spent elsewhere on something else.
Yeah, but overall, I definitely, because I watched this. I watched the 2 dubbed versions. I didn't watch the subtitles. I usually always go for the dub.
Yeah, I only watched the English version. I understood that the dialogue was terrible, but
I enjoyed it a lot more though on the second watch. I didn't watch, like when I first watched it, I didn't watch the ending because I didn't want to spoil the reveal. So because I was kind of like half in it, I was super tired after work, and I was like watching it, but I just like wasn't fully invested. So I was like, I knew what was going on, but then I was like, I'm gonna turn this off. And
when the reveal happened, though, when that reveal happened, there was only like 4 minutes left in the movie.
Right. Well, that's why
I
turned it off like 15, 20 minutes before it was going to end because I knew they hadn't revealed anything yet. So, but, I didn't think any of the characters were really bad or anything. I just felt like maybe he was trying to, was struggling on what he wanted to do with the story at times. But there was definitely some bits and all that, with the fat guy crying and shit, trying to bang that chick. And it was, like I said, they always do these interesting stories where it's like about these models getting killed, and it's like the photographer trying to figure out what's going on and investigating this murder. It's because obviously the cops are bullshit. Normally in a movie like this would be happening, and we would be like following the cop in an American movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, this is Italian.
This was more like, to me, this was more like a just a soft core movie with a hint of giallo in it. Really, that's what it was.
Yeah, well, because even at times you don't see the whole suit. You kind of just see like the arm and stuff, which that's obviously how giallo always is. But I think that's kind of what Andre was going for. He wanted to try to do a little bit of a different type of giallo, because obviously he's known for putting a lot of nudity in his films, and he kind of wanted to do like a soft-core giallo-ish, horror movie. I think though, if he would have done a little different things with the storyline, the storyline could have been really great. I just wish you would have added some more, like drops of like that abortion stuff, and like that this guy like had an affair with this chick, and maybe that like they really just don't talk about it at all until the end. It's kind of like Psycho 2. Is it Psycho 2? And then, or like Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, and they always do that when then at the end, the main character or somebody, or like the cop or somebody like explains like why this killer did what they did. And they kind of, she had an abortion and she, she went nuts and all. And like, they just kind of try to explain like what her motive and everything. Because if other than that, you wouldn't, why the fuck did she do that? Because she's not in it enough to where you're like, you'd almost be like, who is she? You know what I mean? But then he explains, and you're like, oh, that's the fucking. It's supposed to be the chick from the beginning, from the opening. She didn't really die though, right?
Which one?
The girl who's getting the abortion.
She died. Not heart
She
attack
died?
at the table. She died.
So then who? That's what I'm trying to. I thought it was the girl from the opening. Or that was the girl that died on the from getting the
yeah.
abortion.
The killer was her sister, which we never seen in the movie at all.
Yeah,
They just pulled her out of left field. That's why if there was a girl maybe in the room with her, but you didn't know who she was, or you saw her maybe like making out with a girl, and then you found out later on it's her sister, then that would make sense.
Like,
They just pulled that character. They just pulled that character out of their asses. Is what they did. So.
Well, I think they're because that's my one thing too about giallos, where you're like, especially like a Blade in the Dark and all that, where like you get to a point where you're like, well, everybody's dead. It has to be this guy that who was in the opening and who disappeared for the entire movie. So I think that's maybe what he was trying to do, where he was like, I'm gonna make.
But this chick wasn't in the movie at all.
Well, I think that's where he was like, this is gonna be left field. It's gonna be the sister of that we haven't even seen in the movie.
It was left field, all right.
But I kind of can appreciate. It was definitely left field where I can kind of appreciate that them trying to do something different. But I definitely would recommend watching this again though, because I think on the second watch I enjoyed it a lot more. I probably would say I like this better than a Blade in the Dark too, and I did enjoy Blade in the Dark.
Really?
I know a lot of you guys didn't like that one that much. I
like Blade in the Dark better.
I thought, well, I didn't think you liked that one. I like this one a little bit better, I think. But it's got some great nudity. And it's just totally sleazy. And that's what it says on the fun. It's just trashy fun. My only gripe is just I wish it had a couple really strong kills. But the sleaziness, the nudity, the music, I love all that, man. The music is great.
They couldn't
70s jazz.
They could have taken the kills a little further, but
yeah, but
it was early 70s.
Let me see. What was the budget on this? Yeah, it was early 70s, But I'm guessing it got the unrated because of the nudity,
Oh, there's no rating in Italy, I don't think.
What was that?
There's no rating in Italy, more or less. I'm not even sure how they handle that.
Oh. Well, they don't have an MPAA like us.
No,
right?
no.
They don't say they don't say how much it costs to make it.
Cheap. Not much. Very little.
It was filmed in Milan, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So who would have been your favorite character then? I know it's got to be the big fat guy.
Well, he's had the most interesting character. I don't know if he's my favorite character.
I
don't know. Probably
the Dark only had one good kill, really.
I would say the first girl before she was good. But she died.
I'd probably go with the photographer because he was cracking me up, man. Him and the big fat guy was cracking me up.
Scumbag.
Oh, come on, baby. And then, man, he just takes that girl into the sun and just starts. I've been waiting 30 minutes. Hey, do you see I'm doing something over here?
Yeah.
And then she looks at him banging the chick, and then she still comes in, that girl that barges in. She sees.
How about that guy? How about that other scumbag boyfriend they bring in out of nowhere to make you think maybe he's the killer, and then he gets killed by the killer pretty quick? Yeah. The guy that just came in and just goes, "Shut up!" He's just bragging on her.
Right.
Italian men have no respect. No respect, man.
Yeah, Magna was Fugan's favorite. Magna, is she the short? Magna, she's the short hair, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, first one.
She's supposed to be in Iris the Bloody Killer.
The case of the Iris, Bloody Iris.
Yeah, that's I gotta watch that one next too. I think that's her though. Magna was the short, dark-haired woman.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the music though? Did you like that '70s jazziness?
It was okay. It's not my favorite score in Italian movies, but it was all right.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked something different because obviously in Italian movies we get so much of that goblin. And don't get me wrong, I love Goblin, but I like something different. And that's the one thing after watching it a second time and kind of really knowing what I'm going in for, I can appreciate it more because it's trying to be something different. It's no Burial, but it's rated the same as Burial Ground. It's rated the same as Burial Ground, so maybe they are neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, though? You think neck and neck? Maybe
What?
better than Burial Ground.
No.
Dugan, do you like this better than Burial Ground?
Battleground's a 5 all day.
Well, this could be a 5-2 gun.
It could be. It could be. Movies are judgment. Everybody thinks something's different. A lot of people don't like Battleground. They think it's a 1. I think it's a 5.
I think he'd probably still say he likes Burial Ground better. I don't know.
Who?
Dugan.
Really? I don't know. I don't think he's a big Battleground fan.
Yeah,
They're two different movies.
Yeah, they're two different movies for sure. I'm just curious do you like this one better? That's all. That he told me he watched this like 5 times. That he really likes this one.
He's watching it for the nudity.
He said it cracks him up too. Because there was some
I'm
funny
watching it for the story.
There's some funny stuff in this.
And there is some, yeah. Especially if you watch the dubbing,
Yeah. Well,
it's probably less funny when it's
both. Well, I guess the strip nude for your Giallo interviews with actress Solvi Stubing and it was the co-writer and the director. Co-writer in the interview. But did you like that motorcycle outfit?
It's kind of basic. I think the one Nightmare Beach was a little bit better.
I think they were pretty much the same. It'd been cool if he had some motorcycle kills in it.
Yeah,
like
the dude
rode around.
Yeah, what was up at the end there? The dude was in the motorcycle up and he was driving the car. What's going on there?
I don't know.
It's odd.
Yeah, well, I feel like this guy's Nightmare Beach was just a leather jacket with leather pants, where his looked more like an actual like motorcycle outfit. And he had a red helmet, where this guy or this chick had a black helmet. The Sister of Ursula. I've never seen it. Have you seen it, Scarphead?
I have not.
That's another 78 that came out.
I mean, before I was never a huge Yellow fan. I never watched that genre. I was more of a kaiju fan.
Those are totally different.
I know they are.
Well, what's your rating then, motherfucker? How you do show and tell?
I would say for me, I'm going to give it half of what I would give Battleground. I give it 2.75. So for me, it's right in the middle, which is a pretty good score. It's like a B minus.
And anybody in the chat, throw your rating down below.
2.75 for me.
I'd probably go
Maybe a little higher for the nudity.
3 point. Right. either a 3.25 or a 3, probably 3.25. Nudity was great. That was my big one in it. The fucking nudity was fantastic, bro. Them
It
tits,
was up there.
there were some great tits in this, man. Great tits. I'm glad to definitely own it because I love Andre Bianchi, and definitely be excited to maybe check out more of his work because he definitely has that sleaziness to him. And obviously I love stuff like that. And like I said, I love the music in it. I like something a little different. I like to check out some different stuff from now and then again. Doesn't have to always be the same shit, because that naturally I'm not always as big on some of the big ones that everybody else likes. Like everybody raves about Fulci Zombie, and it's it's decent, but I would pick Burial Ground over Zombie. Like honestly, I could watch that movie way more where Zombie just kind of drags at times for me. So I'm my Italian is a lot different than some other people's. Like some other people, they would say that's the best. They would say that might be the best movie ever, like horror movie, where you know. So I'm a little left field kind of when it comes to Italian movies. I feel like um, where I kind of like Italian movies more for the fun, because
Mhm.
where some people they really get into their storylines.
They want
Um,
them serious.
yeah, and I'm not as crazy about the serious ones. There's definitely some that I do like, but not, I don't know. Maybe too. I think I got to be in the right frame of mind also for those serious ones. But sometimes the serious ones are just about these. Like I said, they can be about these random ass storylines and I don't know. But I definitely do enjoy me some Italian. But yeah, I think I definitely go for more of that trash sleaziness. And I just love fucking the nudity and the practical effects. So, you know, sometimes maybe I'm not as story driven I think I am. Maybe just with Italian at least. With Italian, I just want fucking balls to the wall, kills and nudity. I don't even need to be there for the story. Yeah, so Gary kind of, and I enjoy fun ones like Nightmare City over Zombie. That's what, yeah, I like the fun ones
Yeah,
better.
Nightmare City was fun. I just watched part of that the other day. It's stupid and dumb, but it's a fun movie to watch.
I don't know if I ever seen that one. Nightmare City.
Yeah, they have it under a bunch of different other names too.
Yeah. Oh, that's Umberto Lenzi.
Yeah,
They have it under City of the Walking Dead.
yeah, it's under that too.
Yeah, and
I think
some people hate like how like this the like Cannibal Holocaust and the cannibal movies. I actually enjoy a lot of those because they're just balls to the wall, fucking crazy. So like that. Some people don't fuck with those. That like people that love Zombie and Suspiria, they don't like those, and I'm like, fuck, give me those all day. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to what your tastes are.
personal
And
taste.
I
Yeah,
think some of those Italian ones just can just drag, man. Where I'm just like, come on, when's the fucking and like I'll hear people just say how incredible these movies are and how great the kills are, and then I watch them and I'm like, what kills? I barely see anything. You know what I mean? Like there's so many times where I see people say that I'd be like, stylistically these movies are fantastic, but I'm like, there's not that many kills in them. There's a lot of movies that are like that in the Italian genre that people just rave and rave and rave about, and I just don't see it. Chill out. But yeah, I guess it really just depends your mood too, for real. Because sometimes, obviously, when me and Scarpat watch a movie, those sleazy, fun movies are so much better than a sit down, story mode, slow movie, But if I'm chilling by myself, then the slow ones maybe hit a little better. Um, so, yeah. And we got a 4 from Two Gun and a 3.5 from Gary North. So I'd say that's probably an average score of 3.469.
That's a pretty good score.
Yeah, did you have anything you wanted to show off?
I got a couple of things over here I could do it. If you want to do yours first, go ahead.
I don't even think I have it. I'd have to grab it. Do you have yours already?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do it.
Go ahead.
Too much this week. I picked up, and this will be on Kick at about half an hour after this ends. We'll be watching this movie. This is the Mask of the Red Death with Vincent Price, the classic, directed by Roger Corman. I love that slipcover.
Oh, nice.
This was cheap, so I picked this up this week. I watched this last night in Soho, but Dylan said it was good.
Yeah, that's accurate, right?
I love this when I saw it, and it sold out pretty quick from Vinegar. They put out a Sadness box set, and it's another one of these great slip covers. I mean, very hard slip cover with that's embossed. And then inside you get this other great slip cover here. Look at that back cover. And then you get the basic thing here in 4K. Let's see if I can get that pretty close there. There we go, in 4K. A Shutter original, because Vinegar has Shutter now. So I really enjoyed that box set. I can't wait to watch that. I grabbed a 3-pack on the Bad Boys collection before the 4th one comes out.
How much was that?
Like $20.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that Sadness one.
Got Handy Calder, which is a great Raquel Welch Western from the 60s. She's a hottie, of course. It was in 1 million years BC. These two have been out of print for a while. Toby Hooper's Invaders from Mars.
Yeah, nobody can see anything.
And Strange Invaders. There you go.
Why don't you just like blur the background instead of the brick wall? Yeah, it's a bummer though. Those two were fucking like $20 a piece because I've been wanting both of those really bad.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive for what they are. I'd say wait, and they'll probably come out in 4K. And then I grabbed this on DVD. This was like $3. It said figures an Irish horror movie, Grabbers.
Wow, it was only $3.
You might be watching a Kick one night. And then complete set of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I love it's embossed.
$3. It says 15 on Amazon. Fuck. For that
On
grab.
the DVD?
Yeah.
Oh, you get used for $3. And that's it. That's all for me. That's all for me.
Yeah, I don't really have much. But Scarpad sent me the Monsters complete series, which comes with the entire series and 2 feature-length movies, Monsters Go Home and The Monsters Revenge. I love The Monsters. One of my favorites as a kid.
Yeah, and it's got the only color episode, the unlayered color episode on there.
Oh, yeah, Family Portrait episode in full color. Unaired pilot episode. Fred Gwynn, More Than a Monster, Yvonne DiCarlo, Gilded Lily, Al Lewis, Forever Grandpa, American's First, Family of Fright, an in-depth examination of the cast, the show, and their place in television history. Yeah, I mean, just...
You can pick that up for $13. It's a good set on DVD.
Yeah, bummer it's never gotten a Blu-ray, but, you know...
I'm sure it will at some point.
They still look good, though, I'm sure.
Oh, they look great. Yeah, they look really good.
And even if they get done on Blu-ray, if they're not done properly, they're not gonna even look good. You know what I mean? If they're not upscaled, they're not good. Like they're just gonna. You might as well just stick to the DVD. I don't know if I showed this last week, but season 2 just started, and I got this for like $20. So I've been dying to get this. I still need to get the entire Game of Thrones season. I'm hoping maybe this Christmas I can get the box set cheap. I got House of Dragon season 1. Sadly, not the Steelbook, but I figured, what the hell? I know.
Yeah, it was real cheap. Those were like $15, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I had to snag it. You know, the Steelbook was still like almost $35-40, and those discs are stacked. So I was like, you know, where these aren't going to be stacked. So I was like, whatever, you know, not that. You know,
still a good set.
Exactly, and you know how they are, where maybe season 2 won't even get a Steelbook. So where I'm kind of the type where I like to keep mine the same. So it'll probably be easier. This will be cheaper to get throughout time, you know. But yeah, I love season 1, so super glad to snag that. So thank you as always to Scarpad for letting me know that was super cheap. This is one Scarpad sent me, and this is one that I think this was like a blind buy for you because it was on sale. So Amazon has a shit ton of Kino Blu-rays on sale, and this stars Brad Dourif. It also has Richard Brake from 3 from Hell and so many.
Yeah, a movie I never heard of, man, and that was I really loved that movie. It was like an unknown gem.
Directed by the guy who did Blade. He directed Blade, and he's a practical effects guy. He's an FX.
Yeah, and he wrote that too.
He's an FX wizard. They call him Stephen Norrington's Death Machine. Kind of like a Terminator
meets RoboCop.
Yeah, Terminator meets a RoboCop. Fucking wicked movie. It has 3 cuts of the film on here too. You get a 100-minute U.S. cut, 122-minute foreign cut, 106-minute director's cut. And Brad Dourif is just fucking awesome in this.
He's really good, and that was direct-to-video too. I was surprised.
Yeah, I want to say this was kind of like that in the vein of Guyver, where I believe this was a Japanese release. I believe because
I just ordered Guyver.
Company of Japan. I want to get Guyver really bad. Is it on sale yet? Because it was like $40 for that.
Yeah, it was like $40-something. Yeah.
I can't do that.
$41.
I do want to get Leviathan though, because that's like $20, and that's gonna be that one. I hear is actually supposed to go out of print from Kino at some point.
Yeah, well, I thought we said we may do that movie on VHS possibly. That's a good one to do because I'll watch the other cuts of the movie. But I really enjoyed that. I was pleasantly surprised.
Blade is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I couldn't believe that. I mean, the guy's only directed 3 movies, and it's this, Blade, and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
There was some really good kills in that too.
Yeah, dude, it was really unique, very unique. And this one, I fucking love this one. The Terror from Beyond Space. This slipcover is so awesome. I love the creature in this. Do you not have this release? It's only $12. You gotta have this.
I don't know. I have an older version of it. I think. I may have bought that, but I didn't get the slipcover though.
What? I got the slip. No way. You need to order it again.
I ordered it a long time ago.
Then you should have, because I just ordered it a couple days ago. I didn't know, because if it didn't come with a slip, I was probably going to just send it back.
Well, send that to me.
I want it. It came with the slip. Look at that slip, dude. I love the monster in this. Just a great fucking movie. And this one, I had to order it fucking twice because my slipcover kept coming messed up. And I want to order it again because the slipcover came up fucked up again. RoboCop 2 from Scream Factory. I got to open and see if they actually came with. I doubt there's a reverse artwork on this.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure this was the original poster, unless there was some teaser poster. But I have all the RoboCops except 2. I was gonna just order the Blu-ray, but I have the nice hard box set for the first one, and I have the slipcover on 3, but it's a Blu-ray. And I was like, man, I wanted the slipcover on this one, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get the 4K and bite the bullet. So yeah. Plus, I actually kind of like 3 maybe better than 2, to be honest. Fred Decker did the third one, but because but the second one does have a great, has like Dan O'Hurley from Halloween 3. But the second one felt like it ended kind of like they were going to continue 3 with that storyline, and they do like a completely different thing with 3. But I love RoboCop, so obviously 2 and 3 are not the first one though. First one is just iconic as fuck. So I was debating, man. I was debating on taking a break next week, to be honest, but because I was gonna do next week the Freeway double feature, but I think I might just do it because I got those 2 4Ks from Vinegar that I've been dying to watch. So, and I've seen 1 and 2 so many, so that'll be pretty easy. And I know you've seen both of them too.
I've only seen the second one.
Okay,
I've only seen the second one, so
you've only seen.
I'll give you a chance to see the first one.
Yeah,
I'll watch the second one again. So
I've been dying to watch the first and second on 4K. Where maybe me and you can rewatch the second together, and you can watch the first one by yourself if you want. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I definitely been dying to watch those 4Ks because me and Scarphead got a gorgeous 4K set from them. And the first actually. With the passing of Donald Sutherland, we'll be reviewing one of Kiefer Sutherland's movies. The first one has Kiefer Sutherland as the bad guy, and he is fucking fantastic. So, yeah. Maybe Sunday we could watch like a Donald Sutherland movie. Maybe we watch like Invasion. Oh no, not Invasion because I gotta watch that. I'm probably actually gonna watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers myself. But yeah, so what you said, Mask of Red Death at what time?
yeah, well, about half an hour after we get done here, so I'd say about 10 of 11, 5 of 11.
Yeah.
Half an hour from now.
3 has a great opening, man. Everybody shits on the third one, but I actually like the third. Scarphead hates the kid in the second one, and I kind of agree. He's fucking, he's kind of like a.
He sort of ruined the movie for me.
He's kind of like a, what is that?
I never liked the movie, but then I like it better now than when I.
Yeah, he plays.
When
like
I first saw it in the theater, when I first saw that in the theater, I hated it.
I can imagine.
I've come back and I've learned to think it's okay.
When I was a kid, I really liked it because, like, seeing him as the bad kid, as a kid, like, it's not as bad, But then when you get older, you kind of hate it. But I've grown to enjoy it a lot more. I just kind of look at him as like a bad and a really bad version, like a bad villain of Richie Rich. You know what I mean? Like I felt like that's what they were trying to go for.
I just didn't like the kid, but
yeah. I
he comes back later on and fucks up a Star Trek episode too. So it's
but yeah, I don't mind 2, and I really love 3, but I fucking
yeah, I don't mind them.
It's like
it's kind of like I don't like the way I don't mind Darkman sequels. They're not very good, but they're watchable and they're okay.
Yeah,
but they're not as good as the first one.
Yeah, no, not at all. 2 and 3 aren't bad though, but yeah, I enjoy those. But yeah. So that's what I got. As always, watch Don't Look Now. Yes, that is one I've been dying to watch. Don't Look Now. I've heard
I have that.
About that. Right, I don't have that one, but I've heard a lot of good things about that. Maybe I'll watch that this weekend too. I just got Invasion of the Body Snatchers on 4K, so I might watch that, and maybe I'll watch Don't Look Now after. But as always, thank you, Two Gun, for the recommendation, brother. Thank you for sending the Blu-ray to me, Scarpad. Always appreciate any recommendation. I always appreciate Two Gun's taste in movies. So always appreciate seeing something different. I know my boy Two Gun's been down a huge Italian rabbit hole. So always appreciate anything he throws my way, any suggestions. So appreciate it as always, Two Gun. And be on the lookout because Two Gun will always have another recommendation coming on DHS. And so yeah, next Saturday, Freeway double feature 1 and 2. Let me see if I can show you before we dip out of here. So first one has, like I said, Reese Witherspoon and Kiefer Sutherland. Damn stupid ass sponsors. Technically I wouldn't really say these are horror. They kind of had because they're inspired by like folklore, like old folklore, like folk type stories, like Red Riding Hood and all that stuff. So, but it's fucking Dylan's horror show, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. But yeah, Kiefer Sutherland is just so good in this. And Vinegar Syndrome does fucking kung fu and all that too. So, and then the second one, Freeway 2, Confessions of a Trick Baby. So the first one came out in 96, second one came out in 99. As Natasha Lyonne. And this movie is fucking crazy. Wacky as hell. And this one's, I think the first one is based off of, or this one doesn't say, Little Red Riding Hood, the first one is, and then the second one is like inspired by dark twist on Hansel and Gretel, and the third one was supposed to be a dark twist on the Three Bears or whatever, but they never made the third one. I would have loved a trilogy on this because the guy Matthew Bright directed and wrote 1 and 2, and he had planned to do the third one, but I'm guessing, I think the second one might have even been straight to DVD or something, so I guess it just didn't work out. But these movies are fucking wicked weird. Second one is crazy, so should definitely be a fun time. And we haven't done a double feature in a while, man, so it'll definitely be fun. So as always, we hope to see you guys on Mask of Red Death here in a bit on Kick. Yeah, dude, fucking second one is crazy. Yeah, The Sadness, that Korean movie. Happy birthday to who? But yeah, as always, man, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Try to stay fucking in the cool because it's been hot as fucking balls out my way. So I'm sure it's hot out by you guys. As always, we will see you next week. I believe maybe Freeway 1 and 2 are actually on Pluto or Tubi too. If you aren't able to,
they're streaming around.
They were on Amazon as well. At least the first one, I believe, was. I think the first one was free on Amazon, and then maybe
they were on Shudder for a while, but I'm not sure they're on Shudder anymore.
They might. I don't know if they are on Shudder anymore, but they definitely are somewhere. I want to say. I think the first one could be Amazon. The second one might be like Freevee. Right, it looks like the second one's Freevee and Prime. Yeah. So is it Prime though without? Yeah, no, you can watch the second one on Prime with no trailers if you have Prime, or Pluto if you don't have Prime. The first one looks like it might be hard. First one's on Prime as well. So both are on Prime. And they're both on Tubi. They're both on Pluto. They're both on Freevee, but you're going to get commercials, obviously, if you don't have Prime. So they are definitely out there to watch. And they're on, and the first one's on AMC Plus. So as always, man. Yep. And Freeway 2 and the first Freeway are on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I know who doesn't love commercials. But if you got Prime, no commercials. No commercials. So I believe a lot of people do have Prime. I think, honestly, Prime, I'd say Prime is probably my favorite of all of them. I would cancel all HBO Max, fucking Disney Plus. The only two, if I could keep only 2 apps, it would probably be fucking Amazon and Shudder. And then maybe Peacock would be my third. But Peacock more for the WWE shit, to be honest. So I've been fucking binging a lot of WWE. But hey, I even got Scarpat watching that shit. I've turned him into a believer.
I've watched it before.
I know you've watched it before, but I got you back in the fold, baby. All right, guys. As always, man, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.